I'm not a lawyer, but after 5 days of deliberation in the Karen Reed trial, today the judge declared a mistrial.
All right, the jury is at an impasse. So we'll bring them in.
Dang.
Judge Cannoni, despite our rigorous efforts, we continue to find ourselves at an impasse. Our perspectives on the evidence are starkly divided. Some members of the jury firmly believe that the evidence surpasses the burden of proof, establishing the elements of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Conversely, others find the evidence fails to meet this standard and does not sufficiently establish the necessary elements of the charges. The deep division is not due to a lack of effort or diligence, but rather a sincere adherence to our individual principles and moral convictions. To continue to deliberate would be futile and only serve to force us to compromise these deeply held beliefs. I'm not going to do that to you folks. Your service is complete. I'm declaring a mistrial in this case. Thank you so much for your service. Okay.
All right, so the court, please.
All right, I'd like to pick a status date to find out what our next move is. So I'd like to come back sometime, maybe the end of July. We'll go back to the 22nd at 2. All right. Thank you. We'll see you then.
They have a status hearing. So after a mistrial is...
And now we have an official ruling in the Karen Reed murder trial. It is a mistrial declared. And you see there Karen Reed hugging her father shaking Alan Jackson's hand. Behind him in the red tie is attorney David Yannetti. And you can see off with their backs turned, that would be the O'Keefe family, who seemed, that's his mother right there in the blue and white striped shirt in the far background that you can see also hugging. They seemed rather emotional today. A mistrial after 2 notes. The first one came in at 11:30, saying in part, we find ourselves divided by fundamental differences in our opinions. The divergence in our views is not rooted in a lack of understanding, but deeply held convictions that each of us carry, ultimately leading to a point where consensus is unattainable.
So now there is a status hearing on July 22nd. The Commonwealth does have time to determine if they are going to try Karen Reed again or not. There it is. Tell me how you feel about this verdict in my comments.